Dormammu, I've come to podcast.
Hello, and welcome everyone to What the Fiction. This is a family review of the movie Free Guy. There's enough Marvel references in this that we felt like we could use this entry into the What the Fiction review of Free Guy, starring Ryan Reynolds. And with me, as I go around the table, I'm Marie Claire Gould, your host. And of course, with me is Kyle Gould.
Yes, 'tis I. I am very adjective.
And next to him is...
Hi, I'm Robin.
Hi, I'm Will, and this is only my second time being on this podcast.
It's very true.
Well, hail and well met.
Yes, huzzah.
Don't just have a good day. Have a great day.
So we just got back from watching Free Guy, and wow, I really, really enjoyed this movie. How did you feel about it, Will?
References galore. There's references to Twitch, to YouTube, to all the games you enjoy.
I have to admit to something.
Yes.
It is finally the first time I've gone to see a movie where I felt the references went over my head. I'm too old to have understood some of the things that happened in this movie.
There's a train going along, and you're like, I'm no longer on the train.
I was running along beside that train, and I can see it in the distance. I didn't, some of those things just did not, that train analogy is weird, but I definitely felt like things went over my head. There are things people laughed at that I was like, was that a double reference? Is that something I just don't know or understand?
I can explain some of them to you.
Yeah, that I don't need, because that just reaffirms I'm an old person.
It's okay.
There was a lot of references, especially to video game culture, YouTube culture. You did recognize Dan TDM and got excited every time he was on the screen.
Dan, the Diamond Minecart, is a fixture in this family and household.
Yes.
And so when he was on the screen, I knew that face.
You're like, I know who that is. Were any of the other sort of YouTubers or Twitch streamers people that you two knew?
There was Pokimane. She's very popular on Twitch. There's Jacksepticeye and Ninja, and I think that was everyone.
There was, let me think.
Who were the three people like on the beach or together?
I have no idea.
I think
I think they were randos.
I feel like they were actual people.
I don't know.
Oh, it's like laser or something.
Laser beam?
Laser beam, yeah.
Okay.
I know who they are because of Mr. Beast.
Oh, okay.
And that's it, since they're on the channel. But I don't watch them.
Yeah, I was sad not to see Mr. Beast.
I mean,
He's less in the gaming sphere than you would think.
he only has a gaming channel. It's for like Minecraft.
Free Guy itself is the story, of course, and this is going to be a full spoiler conversation if you weren't already thinking that.
Spoiler alert!
But Free Guy is the story of a guy who has a normal everyday job and is sort of presented in this weird world where his life doesn't seem to matter. It felt a lot like the start of a Lego story to me.
Yeah, the Lego movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got like intense Lego movie vibes.
Absolutely. I felt similarly.
I didn't feel like a movie vibes.
No?
Just the beginning of him waking up and the routine.
Well, yeah. The only thing I felt was chaos.
Fair. There was a lot of death and destruction and mayhem right from the get-go.
The way they framed Free City, the city, it felt like a mixture between like your average shooter game, so like Fortnite, and then also put in a city format. So basically Fortnite, but a little different.
Oh, it's like Fortnite combined with Jailbreak. It's like Call of Duty combined with Jailbreak.
It reminded me a lot of Grand Theft Auto.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of Grand Theft Auto, a lot of Fortnite. There were so many commonalities to so many of those types of games, those open world games.
And from a movie perspective, it reminded me a lot of The Matrix and Inception.
Yeah.
Just with like the visuals used in game when they would start to like
More the
change the
Matrix
world.
than
But-
the Inception. But
yeah, but The Matrix, especially with the Trinity Neo type relationship where it's like you're inside of the game, but you're waking up and you're
Right.
special, and Trinity being sort of the femme fatale lady character that's like, I see something unique in you.
There are no fully realized people in this movie. There are no three-dimensional characters, let's say.
Yeah, I was actually just thinking about that with the bad guy, Antoine,
Yes.
who spells his name ridiculously.
Yes.
But he is like such a two-dimensional character.
Absolutely. Right down to what he wears.
He wears some weird outfits.
Let's just say the death number for this movie is at an all-time high.
Right. Yeah, I didn't even track a death count in this movie
Is that countable?
because they were all sprites, right? And
Yeah.
avatars.
Oh yeah, it also reminded me of the show Reboot so much just because of like the sentience in the machine and stuff like that. Yeah.
So, who was your favorite character, Robin?
I liked Millie and Keys. I liked Keys a lot. I liked him a lot.
Do you want to hear something really funny about the actress who played Molotov Girl / Millie?
Yeah.
They were Rey's mom in The Rise of Skywalker, and they're actually British, and they're acting an American accent later on.
Yes.
Yeah.
No one cares it's Rey's mom, Star Wars.
Star
She doesn't even
Wars.
get a name. I'm
She
still
has
mad.
a name. It's Millie.
No.
So- This is the funny part that Mom commented to me because Mom told me that the actual accent of the actor is British. And then when she turned off her accent filter, that's when she was then turning on her accent. And Ryan Reynolds' character Guy comments on it at one point.
So we're talking about Jodie Comer,
Yes.
and she's been in such movies and shows as
As IMDb can present to us.
yes, Killing Eve and a bunch of other stuff. But
Yes.
yeah, most recently, The Rise of Skywalker.
No one cares.
Stop it.
Doesn't even get a name. But
Get
she was an
s-
amazing actress. I was
Stop
really
it.
I was
Get some help.
Stop it. Get some help.
I was really quite impressed.
I think that actress could be an amazing action star.
Yeah.
Did you both feel that way too?
Yeah, it was really cool.
And so your favorite character was Millie.
No.
Who was your favorite character?
Keys.
Keys. What was it about Keys that you liked so much?
I liked his well, I'm here and I'm the inside guy. Obviously, yeah, all of the characters didn't have a lot of features, but I think Keys writing Guy as the to be in love with Millie as an extent of his own self was cool.
Yeah, I would never have pegged you as a Keys person. That actor is the older guy, Steve, in Stranger Things.
Yep.
Very different role for him here.
The writer-director is also a producer on Stranger Things.
Sean Levy?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I'd say Keys is way up there for one of my favorite characters as well. Although
Yeah.
I found that his name being Keys is really interesting.
It's not actually his name though.
Is it? Because he
No,
gets
no,
no
'cause-
other name.
Because there was the introduction sequence,
You're right.
the interview, and it said his first and last name. I don't remember them, but I know that his first
It's
name.
just his gamer
his,
name or
nickname
nickname. Yeah.
for-
What was his
people.
first name?
I think it started with an M, and the last one started with an S.
Huh.
That's all I remember. And the S one was slightly long. It's like Mark Sherbatsky or something.
Sherbatsky.
Sorry, I restarted How I Met Your Mother.
So
Robin's younger brother.
he goes by Keys,
Yeah.
even though it's not his real name.
Maybe
he's
it's
never he's never really an avatar in the game.
Except
other
for when
than the
he's
cop
the
that
cop,
he has
yeah.
to play.
But he's still God mode type
Yeah.
admin character.
What movies did this seem to reflect to you, Robin?
The 2/3 of The Matrix I watched.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's not a lot of
No?
comparisons, but it
Okay.
feels like it fits an archetype of movie that's let's get in the game, let's defeat the bad guy, let's do the thing. While we all look at how pretty Ryan Reynolds is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And Beefcake Ryan Reynolds and Channing Tatum. And yeah. All right. There's a guy over there. I haven't asked the question. What movie did this seem like to you?
This movie seemed like a new movie to me. I haven't seen that much movies.
You've never seen anything like this before in your life.
Except for the scene of Matrix that I remember.
Okay, so The Matrix was brought up by Mommy, and I get that. There's some great Mommy Matrix things. And now Marie Claire is pointing at Will's shirt. And I honestly thought Will had put this shirt on because he knew that this movie was so much like
Oh my
this
God,
other
it
movie.
is. It is.
What's the movie, Will?
Ready Player 2.
What?
Ha!
Ready
Well,
Player
that's a
One.
book we haven't even read. Ready Player One. And Will is, of course, wearing a Gregarious Games t-shirt right now.
I didn't even know I was wearing this t-shirt.
So that's apropos, because it's one of Will's favorite books.
And one of the writers on it
And
was a
movie.
writer of Ready Player One.
Really?
The movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
It's-
we can't give them too much credit. The movie was,
Decent.
it's not the book.
For me, this movie felt like the natural extension of Ready Player One.
Interesting.
Where we ended Ready Player One wondering, is that Avatar an AI? Because we know
James Hollowell, yeah.
that he's gone. He passed away, but this character remains and is able of thought and action. And here we have Guy, who's awakened in a video game concept. It just struck me as very much like that. And then there's another show that Will loves more than anyone else here that I thought he'd bring up as well.
Sword Art Online?
Oh, I got SAO vibes.
Oh, yeah.
And that's very, very much like this.
Yui's the name of the child AI character, and Guy is less like Yui in the sense that Yui is more used as plot development, as she's kind of just this like, I'll hack into the system for you, okay? Character.
Right.
But they share a lot of the emotional intelligence thing, and also loved ones who are only AI and you can't interact with them, and so they try to find ways for you to interact. I initially thought that the way they were going to end it was having Guy be in cameras and stuff, and as an AI be a part of the real world.
Because sort of Max Headroom.
Flipping it around.
You'll not get that reference, but making him almost an avatar in the real world with cameras and things like that, so that he could see the
I'm not
real
old.
world. It's true.
Well, they do have that in Sword Art Online, where Yui's given a camera to look out on the real world from within.
Oh, interesting.
It's actually a drone.
Yeah, exactly.
And I have seen every season except for the last season's a little bit that they cut off of Netflix, and I'm so mad.
Bring it back, Netflix. What are you doing? So there's a lot of really interesting science fiction thought that's going on in this.
Absolutely.
Because it's making a statement, and I'll bring this back so you're not so bored and yawny, and it's not like, oh, Daddy's going to talk about the theoretical bit. But science fiction is important because it takes a concept that's not in the real world and then applies real world problems to it. What things does it solve, and what things does it make worse?
Yes.
And I want to talk about something that Robin has already brought up about AI, because at this state of the world, we can get very logical thinking, progressive AI, right?
Yes.
We cannot get SAI. We can only get, which is, SA is like the thinking active one.
Yes.
But Robin brought up something called emotional intelligence in the regards to both how Yui and Guy both had very strong emotional intelligence.
And that was sort of their beginnings in both characters too, which is the love and the care that they felt for the actual players.
Yeah.
For others.
Yeah. To Daddy's point, science fiction inserts this idea. And so the idea that is inserted in this is, what if a game spawned genuine...
Also, emotional artificial intelligence also somewhat applies to Janet from The Good Place.
Right.
Not really.
Fair.
Not a girl, not a robot, but...
Has emotional connection to the people around her.
And awareness, right? Which is the AI requirement. They are aware of their own state and can choose to change.
So going back to Will and your first question that we didn't get to ask of you, who was your favorite character?
I think it was Buddy.
Oh, yeah, you loved Buddy, the security guard at the bank that was Guy's best friend, right?
Yep, who did not know what was going on most of the time.
Well, wait, he didn't know what was going on, or he refused to look?
No, he literally said, I don't know what is going on, but I love it.
That's true. He did say that much later on. Very true. But he was given a choice.
Yeah.
At one point, and he said no. Much like the guy who had his arms in the air, not to receive high tens, but because it was just more convenient, because he was always walking around with his hands up, could not put his hands down. Why do you think that was?
I think it's because the AIs didn't expand long enough as big as Guys
Right.
to be able to figure out that doing this cool thing, doing this weird thing that they've never ever done, putting them off the path that they were originally set on, would help them in some way.
Is it hard to step off the path?
Sometimes, but sometimes you're like, if Guy explained it better, then he would be like, all right, I'll do it.
There's a sort of statement that if you're walking somebody else's path, that you're not going to get anywhere because it's somebody else's path. You have to go and forge your own path, and it has to be in the way that you can do it. And one of the really amazing moments that I loved in the movie with Buddy was when Guy was sort of having an existential crisis about reality and whether anything actually mattered. And Buddy was able to bring him back because of the conversation about, well, this is real. The emotions that we're feeling are real.
He said this whole world might not be real, but I'm having a chat with my best friend right now. If that isn't real, then I don't know what is.
Exactly. And that was really like such a wonderful moment because it ties back to this emotional intelligence concept that we were already talking about.
And it also talks a lot about some things that a lot of people are dealing with these days. And that is especially during these pandemic times where we don't go anywhere or do anything. And we spend a lot of our times, especially you guys, playing Roblox and Minecraft, right? And you start to wonder, does all of this really matter? Am I doing anything? We're sitting around recording a podcast, literally what we're doing right now. Does it matter?
But we're helping people learn things and see our thoughts. Because if we just sat in a circle without these lovely recording stuff that sadly you don't get to see, we wouldn't be expanding our thoughts that far.
Oh, okay. So it's that expansion of thought that's important.
It's also about interconnecting with others. And the more that Guy got past the surface in the movie with the NPCs, the more that they expanded themselves. Like, just by asking, like, I want a cappuccino instead of a regular drip coffee, right? Exploring and getting to know the people around you. And like Buddy knew everything about Guy that he loved, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's about also challenging yourself to level up.
Wow. There's that too. There's
Level
a
up.
lot of things that are happening in this movie.
Yeah, there's certainly a level of a hero's journey going on.
Back to that line though, when he asks for the cappuccino, there's a throwaway line later on where Keys is talking to Millie, and he talks about how that interaction led that coffee barista to go out and figure out how to make a cappuccino.
Yeah.
I can't even froth my own oat milk in the morning.
And then the other woman he interacted with, who was with the player, the bombshell, has now written a memoir, and it's all right, and it's not that great, but it's a memoir about how toxic masculinity is hard for beautiful women. And I was like, wow, that's really true and also provocative, that no matter what you do, the interactions you have with others provokes change in them. But if I go out to try to get you to change, I've got my buddy right across from me, right? And Guy had his buddy right across from him. And he tried to say, put these glasses on, you can do more and be more, but it takes change to come from within first.
Yeah, the spark can be there. Like, just like how Millie was Guy's spark. And that was like in him from the beginning because of the external influences of Keys, right?
Yep.
Just like that, the spark can be there, but you have to be the one who's like willing to run out of the bank after the adventure, right?
Absolutely.
Very Hobbit-esque. I'm going on an adventure.
Again, though, these are all characters.
Yeah.
And then they're characters of characters because they're not real. Like,
they're caricatures.
None of these people are real anyway. And all of the people in the real world were caricatures. And I also wanted to comment on the fact that for some reason or other, anytime Keys is interacting with the digital world, he's got his glasses on. And anytime he wants to be a real person in the outside world, he takes his glasses off.
Like whenever he's using a computer. Yeah.
It's just an eye thing, Dad.
But it's
when
not.
When you look at blue light, you need your glasses for some people.
Fair. But remember, every time you put your glasses on and take your glasses off, and you have glasses, so you know this, and I used to have glasses, so I know this very well, it changes visibly your ability to perceive the world around you. But Keys seems to be the most real character
Yeah.
when he takes his glasses off.
Yeah. I was going to say that Keyes is also my favorite character because he has other than Guy, who in some ways Guy is a manifestation of Keyes, right? He was coded by him and he has everything built from him. But Keyes himself has the hardest journey. He's given up on the friendship with Millie. He is, sold his soul to the devil in some ways and has to make hard choices and has almost put himself into a purgatory by saying, I will no longer develop and I will be stuck in customer support.
Same decision that our main character in Ready Player One makes halfway through the movie, where he puts himself into IOI's indentured servant program.
Did you say that he puts on his glasses when he's in the game?
Not well in the game, yes, but like when he's never really in the game. When
he's interacting with like the screens and looking at the screens for the game.
I was just gonna say, every character has to have their glasses on.
Yes, that's true. In order to see more of the world around you, you have to have your glasses on.
Yep.
Oh my god, I can see so well.
And Will has put on fake glasses.
By the way, from the beginning of the movie, I was seeing all those crazy lights with my 3D glasses.
Right. And we saw the movie in 3D with 3D glasses, and we don't get to see the movie nearly as well without them on.
Yeah. It added to the effect of like the bubble pop-ups and stuff. Yeah, that was really cool.
Like making me go to a 3D movie when I wear glasses. Thanks.
No, you're welcome. Your mom and I did that like
double glasses
so much of our lives.
I know. Years and years and years.
It's very unpleasant.
My eyes hurt.
Fair. So how would you rate this movie, Will?
Good, but not as good as Dr. Horrible's sing-along vlogs.
Okay, that was really weird. I don't even know how you can relate those two together. Tell me why you chose to use that as your comparative.
Good.
Okay.
Don't just have a good movie, have a great movie.
Yeah.
How about you, Robin? How did this movie stack up for you?
4 out of 6 corns.
And by the way, 10 is Dr. Horrible's sing-along vlogs.
Okay.
It's blog.
Vlogs.
Well, it is a vlog. So
it is a vlog.
Fair. That term had not been created yet.
Before you rate the movie, I wanted to ask what your favorite character was.
Oh, yeah. My favorite character was Millie.
Oh, okay.
Millie had the most motivation. Millie had the most action. Like, she had the most active desire in the movie. And then I really liked her breakup with Guy.
Yeah.
I liked that she broke up with Guy before she realized that she was in love with Keyes.
Yeah.
That made me feel really happy because like she's like, you need to have your own life and I can't do this. But then Guy broke up with her for her.
Yeah.
Which was just a beautiful scene as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, Millie Molotov Girl was my favorite character.
Time for ratings with Dad.
So that's neat that Keyes was yours and Millie was mine. Am I the only one that liked Millie the most here? You all were all Keyes people?
I liked Millie, but I liked Keyes more.
Yeah. And you?
Buddy,
right.
Yeah.
Keyes, Buddy Keyes.
Yeah.
And Millie.
I mean, I really liked Millie, but she reminded me a lot of the Trinity archetype. And
right.
Whereas Keyes was kind of like this, I don't know, alternative character that doesn't really have a place in the universe so much as the hero, quote unquote, but ends up taking on a heroic role throughout the movie.
We talk about heroes, sure.
So
if we do, I'm leaving.
No, I'm not going to. You can map it on your own if you want to.
he never resists the call, though.
He doesn't have a choice. He's hard reset at one point. So
exactly.
That is sort of...
Well, after he's already a level 100.
Yeah, that's true.
Actually his descent.
You don't always have to have all the steps.
I want to go last on the rating of the movie. We've got 4 out of 6 corn. We've got good, but not as good as Dr. Horrible. How do you feel? Which is like really hard for people to comparative, but
4 out of 6 corn on the cobs.
Oh, okay.
It's comparative to an 8 out of 10.
time for rating with Kevin.
Who's Kevin? Okay. How do you feel about this movie?
I really, really liked it. Yeah. It's a thumbs up.
That's easy. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah.
Thumbs neutral.
I would watch the movie again.
Yes.
I liked it more than Ready Player One.
Wow. Well, I mean, that makes
I
sense.
did too.
There's reasons for that. What are you doing over
He's
there?
trying to fight me.
What?
He's heckling you.
I liked Ready Player One more. But then again, the references that were being made in Ready Player One were made for me.
Yes.
Not made for these other two people I'm pointing at that are not the same generation I am. So there's that. But Ready Player One at least felt like it had a genuine character, three-dimensional or otherwise. You can debate that or not. But there were no three-dimensional characters in this movie. Everyone is a caricature or a programmed character with set patterns and routines that has the potentiality for growth, but we really only see that happen for Guy. And even at the end of the day, he is the perfect man.
Yeah.
I feel like I got almost all the references in like a scene. So I got all the YouTuber references. And then once when Guy was fighting Dude and he did like the Avengers thing, and then he just pulled out the lightsaber, and then he pulled out another thing that I got, and then another
The
thing.
portal gun.
Oh, what was the grabby one? I can't remember what game that's
That
from.
was from Fortnite, I think.
Oh, okay.
The unicorn, yeah.
The unicorn?
But the grabby one is going to be in Fortnite. It is
Wow.
definitely a thing.
It's
that
from
is-
another game. I just don't remember which
But
one
it's
it is.
also in Fortnite. So.
Yes. Oh, okay. I mean, everything that was done in that movie could be viewed from a Fortnite perspective.
Bunny cop was like, I was like, is that the bunny guy from Fortnite?
It's not. I have him.
But
in
it was a
my room.
riff on the bunny guy from Fortnite. All of the dancing,
All the dancing, especially, is very Fortnite, right?
the
Well,
player-on-player combat, the parachuting in is very Fortnite, and then the hang glider at
Yeah.
one point.
Am
Those
I-
are all Fortnite pieces.
I really liked the guns and the motorcycle scene as they jump out the window.
Oh, yes.
That's from a different movie.
You're right. The action scenes, the special effects and cinematography were delightful. I was constantly engaged in this movie the entire time. It was like popcorn for my eyes,
Yes.
Yes.
right? I was not necessarily like being healthy. It wasn't like a nice salad for my eyes, right? Which I think you could say The Green Knight was oftentimes a salad for the eyes because it was beautiful, but it made you think while it was happening because it made you ask questions of it. I wasn't really asking questions of
Would I
this movie.
describe the Green Knight as a salad for my eyes?
There you go.
That one was actually
quote
kind
you
of
on that.
like salty popcorn for my eyes.
Exactly.
And that's why my eyes hurt.
Yes.
At some point, when I asked myself philosophical questions, I was like, my eyes are getting watery. Why is this happening?
Interesting.
So it was also kind of buttery popcorn.
So back to my point about all the characters being caricatures and not actual people, even the characters in the real world,
Yes.
I got kind of offended
Oh.
because our main principal protagonist is an easy on the eyes white guy, and his best friend is secondary to him and the one who knows his place in quotation marks because Buddy doesn't want to leave his job.
Right.
He constantly questions Guy's actions, but is there to perpetually and inevitably support him and prop
Yes.
him up emotionally, is a black guy. And
Yeah.
they do that way too much.
They do.
And then Keys has the exact same guy in his life
Different brown guy.
in Mouser.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
you're right. You're right.
And they should not have done that.
I saw that and I acknowledged that mentally in my brain, and I was like mentally going, oh yeah, Dad's gonna comment on that, and that also is a little questionable. Maybe don't do that.
Well, how about the only woman character
Yeah.
is of value because she's desired by our main two protagonists,
Bruh.
both in the game world and out of the game world.
My struggle with the Trinity archetype itself is
Yes.
that you need a woman to inspire you to
This
greatness.
movie is an entire walking stereotype.
It is.
There is a lot of stereotypes in this, yes.
It is. And I unfortunately never felt like they were saying anything about those stereotypes.
No, like the really popular gamer guy who looks like Channing Tatum in the game, but actually is 20-year-old guy living with his mom in the background.
He's ruled the whole game and has just explored the entire thing, but he can't get his life together. dude.
If you look at those Twitch streamers and YouTubers that are popular that they did pull in that play the game apparently in this reality or whatever, they totally have their lives together.
Exactly. They're all buying like beautiful houses and they know what's going on, but this guy doesn't do that. He just plays. Well, no, he streams too. I don't get it.
They also pulled in all of the really, really popular streamers.
Yes, they did.
So
The funniest thing that you got a hold of was, don't touch that. That's my special sock.
you guys laughed at that.
Yeah, we did laugh at that a lot. That was some adult humor there.
There's several moments of adult humor.
I face palmed at that one.
That's good. I'm glad.
Get it.
Banana cream pie.
Probably good that you didn't get that one either. Just delicious banana cream pie. I felt like the movie had a lot of great things to say about people and about reality
Chances,
and about
choices,
making choices and finding the reality in the reality you find yourself in, and choosing to make moments of that are memorable for you and finding value in it.
And how sometimes just a spark will change your trajectory of your path, which was also something that the movie was trying to say as well.
Change comes from within. So said a lot of those great things and then did not say so many other great things.
Yes. It doubled down on some of the gamer culture that is quite toxic about the internet, which is fascinating as well.
Also, who has all of their servers in one place like that? That you have so many backup servers for a game that's popular the world over. It wouldn't even have centralized servers.
Yeah, there's
in
probably
one room.
Yes, also there'd be local servers that were in a different location,
That have
like in
server
Asia,
farms elsewhere, and
like they'd be like AWS, like cloud-based servers and stuff like that.
Also, there would be like location-based servers. So there would be like the Europe server, the Asia server, the America server. So no, destroying the whole game like that wouldn't actually be possible unless you were just doing it to the servers.
I think
that
he was
are
just
in your local
destroying Free City 1 was what they said that particular server, which Guy existed on.
Oh, I guess that's true. He is only on that one server, having opened up that way because that's the one that Molotov Girl's on. So that makes sense. Having played a lot of MMOs and interacted with NPCs in MMOs, I kind of felt, wow, that would be so cool. And the dawning realization that people had that these NPCs are why people are playing the game, because the look of horror on their faces, you shoot them down, is real. And the bad things and the trauma that occurs to these NPCs is more realistic because they're broader than just, cardboard cutouts that you see in games. And playing World of Warcraft for so long, I would have been like, oh, that NPC's doing things. It would have been more interesting. But I mean, they don't really do anything in World of Warcraft. They stand there doing the same quest over and over and over again for different players. And so that would have been neat to see that growth, development. You can do all of those things while being a good person.
But misogyny still exists.
Exactly. Also, growth and development is still how many guns and how many cars you own.
Yeah, there's huge amounts of capitalism concepts in it.
Yummy. Capitalism. Toxic masculinity.
I mean, they don't have the bank anymore in the utopia of free life.
Also, that utopia turns to dystopia quickly.
With the centaur riding?
No. With they don't have anything to do. You eventually run out of things to do.
Is this
a good place?
This is a good place reference.
Oh, interesting.
By the way, this movie almost, for one thing, where is the Minecraft?
Maybe they couldn't get the rights, honey.
That's true.
Microsoft holds Minecraft in its iron fist.
Well, I mean, it is its delicious cash cow.
With Mojang about to be stepped on its foot.
Just like Guy's face in the bank.
What did you think of Dude?
Dumb.
Adjective. I have to say, Dude is way up there for one of my favorite characters in the show. I don't know if you noticed, but did you see that Dude is dating the old cat lady at the end of the movie?
Yes, yeah.
They're sitting together holding hands and her head is on his chest, which I was like, choice.
Where's my cat?
Maybe stop leaving your door open.
Yeah.
And so one of the things I wanted to do, and I kind of did a little bit with the Black Widow, is let's talk about the bad guy.
Oh, okay. So played by Taika Waititi,
who the kids know as Korg from Thor.
Hey, man. Do you want to play rock, paper, scissors?
Hey, man, do you want to play Fortnite? Wait, Thor knows of Fortnite.
Yes, he does.
I am the god of thunder, dude. If you do not let us win the game right now, I will defeat you in real life.
He's talking smack again. What did you think of Antoine, Will?
Oh, yeah, bad guy? I think he was a pretty bad guy.
Okay.
I don't know why this just happens randomly.
A bad guy. Like, he wasn't very good?
He wasn't very good, and the stereotype for the villain was just money, 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 money.
Right.
Capitalism. It's what's for dinner.
Yeah, I certainly had a problem with that. It didn't seem like, again, he was a caricature rather than a caricature.
He never values the game other than the money it brings him.
Right.
Because it's not his creation.
Absolutely.
He didn't make it. At the end of the day, he never felt any true
ownership.
sense. I mean, he owned it.
No. But like ownership in the sense of like pride.
It's not his baby. He didn't create it, right? It was never his creation because he never came up with this idea and he didn't use his own IP.
Yep.
He owned it. He inserted it into the thing he wanted because he wanted to make money.
Well, I mean, he didn't create the idea of the NPCs. He created the idea of, like, the city.
Right, but that had already been done.
Yeah.
There are all these other games that were working, but it was successful not because of his own bits that he'd added to it, but because of the underlying root to it.
Which is the reality of these NPCs feeling a little bit more real.
Yeah.
And having bigger pathways and stuff like that.
I just wish that he had made the decision when he started hacking up the servers to say that. That's all. It's all subtextual, right?
This was never mine anyways.
And so I just wish he had not made that subtextual, that we'd had some more overt element to that, because it would have made his crazy, terrible decisions, which definitely escalated everything for everyone, rooted in a sense of reality, because I'm like, he's hacking up servers in the basement. This doesn't seem real.
Yeah. Yeah. If he had actually said, what does any of this matter anyways? It's not, none of this is mine. It would have tied it back to the original crime, which was the theft of the IP.
Yeah. And then I think that when she says, I'll make you a deal, it would have come from that revelation.
Right. Yeah.
And instead the deal just happens. And I was like, why would you even honor a deal you make in a basement with a guy holding a fire axe who's causing fires in the building?
I would still legally assault him afterwards. Like,
you
signed for this. I'm going to come at you in court still, because I never signed off on not doing the lawsuit.
I would do the ring finger.
The ring, not the middle finger?
Not the middle finger.
The ring finger, which is just slightly to the side. Is that what you're saying?
When Keys puts the bridge into effect by flipping off Taika Waititi and then hitting the enter key, and he's like, what was that?
Yeah.
It was really, really funny.
And they let him take his laptop home, which no company would do.
No.
As an HR person.
He has his own laptop. I think, though, because it's a game company, it's a freewheeling game company where you're expected to be playing the game and in the game, that they've got a lot of that.
There's IP on that. I would take that laptop and be like, please wipe this laptop while you're here.
But that was another element I really liked in the movie, was Antoine questions Keys at one point, and Keys says, like, I don't want to raise up, and Antoine incorrectly establishes Keys' motivation is like, you don't want to be famous, you don't want to make the big decisions and make the big ideas happen, you're scared. Yeah. And really, what was Keys actually scared of?
Millie. And his feelings.
I don't know, man. He was just scared of things.
He was scared of rejection because you could see in the interview, right, when they interviewed the real people and they were talking about their creation, they're like, hey, you're creating this beautiful act together. People are wondering, is there anything going on? And she's like, no way. And he's kind of like, oh,
okay. So you're like that.
And he got brave enough to ask her for coffee and she totally ignored him.
Yep. because it was just coffee, right?
Yeah.
And then the concept that Guy has always been a love letter to Millie
Yeah.
was really a beautiful revelation at the end.
I loved how Millie never finished that video and she goes back and she watches the end of
Yeah,
it.
because she doesn't need to, right?
What if the end is like Among Us?
Let's play Among Us.
That's hilarious. So would you
Was
recommend
there
this
an
movie?
after credit scene?
I would, but after it, go and watch Dr. Horrible sing-along blogs.
And would you recommend this movie?
Yes, but watch it under the pretense that it's good, but it is not the best content out there.
Right.
It's pretty and it's flashy and it's cool, but it's not the best.
So
4 out
it's a
of
good
6
movie.
corn on the
Not a
cobs.
great movie.
It absolutely has a lot of misogyny layered into it, but so does a lot of our society, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. It was still absolutely a popcorn flick that was enjoyable, and the story was really good. So
Yeah. If you liked Ready Player One, The Matrix, The Lego Movie, and other such films, with,
other insert archetype film.
like The 13th Floor, which has even more Free Guy in it than any of the others. If you liked those movies, you will really quite enjoy this take on it.
Yeah.
I don't think it said anything new, except maybe that AIs need some semblance of emotional connection, i.e. the super ego. Like there's so many pieces that come from that with emotional intelligence and development of the super ego that once AIs get that, they'll be indiscernible from other players.
Caring about others. Yeah.
And yeah, I think that it's a fun movie. Is there going to be a sequel? Robin has asked, was there an end credit Easter egg? There was not.
So there's,
Standalone movie.
I think there might be a game associated to it.
I could see that.
Maybe.
I could see it. It's definitely a possibility.
Do you want to watch your computer NPCs do stuff? Play SimCity.
Yes.
Wait, play Sims?
So do you
Yeah,
think that there's
Sims.
going to be a sequel?
Probably not. They're going to make a game spinoff though.
Play Sims.
And I really want to get Sims 4, so please let me.
Do you think there's going to be a spin-off
No.
sequel? I think dependent upon the success of this movie, we could see a sequel.
Whether we need a sequel is beyond, because people will do sequels for a variety of reasons.
I will completely 100% agree with you. However, we got a sequel to the Lego movie,
That's true. Yeah.
and I didn't think it was going to be any good. And I honestly shed tears and had an emotional reaction from that movie. And you know
Princess
what?
Whatever I Want to Be is amazing.
Exactly. And if you can do that, and if you can shift the perspective to still make what was going on in Free Guy relevant, then I think that you could see a sequel. But I don't think it could do what Lego Movie did.
I loved the Lego movie. It was so good.
Why isn't there another Lego movie?
Also, Lego Batman and Lego Joker have weird chemistry.
Most of the Lego Batman movies don't have Joker at all in them. They have Harley Quinn, but not Joker.
Interesting.
What?
Anybody got any final thoughts?
Go watch Dr. Horrible sing-along blogs.
Stop!
Okay. How about you?
I already said my final thoughts. It's a good movie, but it's layered in society.
I think Ryan Reynolds was really wonderful in this movie.
Absolutely. He is perfect in this self-irreverent, I'm the good guy and I'm commenting on everything around me kind of guy. And I don't doubt that 2/3 of his lines when he puts something in his mouth were just off the cuff made up by him in the moment.
Yeah. And now this is I'm trying to think, maybe the third movie that has had him have a voiceover, because Deadpool, of course, had a voiceover. Free Guy had a voiceover. And so it's it's quite a thing he does, and he's very good at the voiceover
Yes.
concept. But I think I smacked you a couple of times because he's just so good at certain things and moments, and he's just super enjoyable to see on screen. And it's nice to see a Canadian filmmaker make a Canadian film with a Canadian star.
Look at that Canadian. Look at him. Look at him go.
Go Canadians.
Watch this movie just so you get the opportunity to see Taika Waititi fail to do a kip up.
Dad,
And
Yes.
he says, kip up, kip up. Well, I would love everybody to say goodbye to the audience in their own way.
So long.
Sayonara.
so long, everybody.
Thank you
Am
for
I a ghost now?
Am I a ghost now? Thank you for joining us in our quick impromptu review. Our quick impromptu insert adjective review of Free Guy. We hope you don't just have a good day. We hope you have a great day. And this is a sign off from
Dormammu, I have come to the podcast.
Cheers.